She sees everything, but says nothing. You feel her silence, haunting, piercing, almost unbearable. But have you ever wondered why she doesn't speak? Why she chooses silence over confrontation? In Stoic psychology, silence is not weakness. It's a weapon, forged in the fires of reason, patience, and restraint. This isn't just about her. This is about you, and what your reactions reveal about your soul. In this video, we'll uncover the ancient Stoic secrets behind silence, power, and perception, why the quietest voice often holds the loudest truth. Subscribe now, before the silence speaks again. Silence can be a mystery or a mirror. She doesn't speak, not because she has nothing to say, but because she's already said enough. In the philosophy of the Stoics, silence isn't absence, it's presence. It's awareness without agitation, observation without judgment. It's the art of watching without reacting. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But some people don't need to speak at all. She's one of them. You've likely been in that room. The tension so thick you could carve it with a blade. You speak, hoping to fill the void, to extract a reaction, but she offers none. Her stillness unsettles you. Her silence? Deafening. Why? Because silence forces you inward. And that is the most uncomfortable place for a person who hasn't yet mastered themselves. In Stoic psychology, silence is not just a passive state, it's an intentional one. The Stoics knew that every word spoken is an echo of the inner self. And so, to remain silent is to remain sovereign. But here's the paradox. Silence feels like emptiness to the untrained mind. We are conditioned to fill space, to respond, to explain, to defend. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. It whispers, withdraw, and watch. Let's break this down. 1. The power behind her silence. She's silent because she's no longer reactive. The Stoics believe that emotional reactions are chains. Each time we respond without discipline, we become bound to the external world. But she has cut those chains. Her silence is a fortress, built stone by stone with restraint, self-respect, and an unwavering understanding of her own mind. She's not ignoring you. She's examining you. She's not suppressing. She's transcending. And here lies the Stoic truth. Not all silence is created equal. Some is rooted in fear, but hers. In mastery, to speak without need is noise. To stay silent with intention is command. 2. The inner dialogue of the Stoic mind. While you hear nothing, she hears everything. She watches your movements, your words, your patterns. She's tuned in, not to the world, but to the rhythm of her own thoughts. Her silence isn't an absence of communication. It's a conversation with herself. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. She protects her thoughts. She guards her energy. Because the soul is shaped in stillness. She doesn't need to win the argument. She doesn't seek validation. Her silence is the signal that she's beyond that. She's learned that reacting to every disturbance only scatters her energy, and she knows the value of inner peace over temporary victories." 3. Why her silence unnerves you. It's not her you're afraid of. It's what she reveals in you. Her silence casts a light on your own restlessness, your discomfort with being unseen, unheard, unvalidated. You want her to respond, to argue, to break character. Why? Because that would give you control. That would soothe your insecurity. But she won't give you that gift. She's not here to comfort your ego. Stoic psychology teaches that when we crave reactions, we've lost control of ourselves. True strength lies in detachment from external approval. She knows this. She lives it. And in doing so, she becomes untouchable. Her silence is not passive, it's surgical. It reveals. It exposes. It teaches. 4. The art of withholding. In ancient Stoicism, withholding was considered an elite form of communication. Seneca warned that speech should be matched to purpose. Most people speak without direction. They overshare. They explain themselves endlessly. But she doesn't. She withholds, not to punish, but to preserve. Every word she doesn't say is an act of conservation. Energy saved. Dignity protected. She's not playing games. She's playing chess, internally. Each moment of silence is a move. You see, the Stoic doesn't fear being misunderstood. She knows her character will speak for her. She's not interested in noise. She's invested in meaning. Her silence is not withdrawal. It's discipline. Not confusion, but clarity. 5. The sacred feminine and Stoic restraint. Let's go deeper. Stoicism, though often seen as masculine, aligns perfectly with the sacred feminine in its highest form. Intuitive, receptive, silent strength. She doesn't dominate through aggression. She holds ground through essence. Her presence fills the room, even when her voice does not. In ancient philosophy, the feminine archetype was associated with the void, not because it was empty, but because it was potent, full of potential, mysterious, dangerous in its quiet. The same is true here. She doesn't chase. She attracts. She doesn't demand respect. She radiates it. This isn't manipulation. It's magnetism, rooted in Stoic depth. She understands that energy speaks louder than words, and so she chooses her silence as a sacred act, a meditation, a statement, a shield. 6. Misunderstood silence. What most people get wrong. Here's where most people fail to understand. They interpret silence as anger, rejection, or weakness. They take it personally. But in Stoicism, silence is rarely about the other person. It's about self-containment. People fear silence because it reveals truth. It exposes false intentions. It unveils the masks. She's silent not because she's given up, but because she no longer needs to engage in what diminishes her. In the Stoic tradition, every external interaction is an opportunity to practice virtue or to waste it. She chooses the former. That's why she no longer argues. She no longer defends. She simply observes. And when she watches you, still, focused, unreadable, it's not judgment. It's discernment. 7. She knows something you don't. Here's the part that stings. She's silent because she already knows the outcome. She's already run the calculation in her mind. She sees where your words are leading, where your story is heading. And so, she opts out, not because she's indifferent, but because she's wiser. In her silence, she holds power over herself and over the situation. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, a mental rehearsal of what could go wrong, so that when it does, you're ready. She's practiced this. She's already imagined every scenario you might throw at her and accepted it. So nothing surprises her. Nothing rattles her. And so, she doesn't need to speak. She lets reality unfold. She lets you reveal yourself. And she watches, calm, centered, unshaken. 8. The unspoken wisdom of the Stoic woman. She is not cold. She is not cruel. She is controlled. She's chosen silence not as retreat, but as transcendence. She has cultivated an inner world so rich, so disciplined, that noise from the outside no longer reaches the throne of her peace. She is the living embodiment of a Stoic truth. He who angers you, conquers you. She will not be conquered. She will not be moved. Because her silence is not just stillness, it's strategy. And when she watches you, eyes calm, mouth closed, soul awake, you are not just being seen, you are being measured. So, how can you embody this silence? How do you cultivate the kind of presence that commands a room without saying a word? First, practice voluntary silence. Take just 10 minutes a day to sit, observe, and say nothing. Not on your phone, not planning your reply. Just silence. Let discomfort surface. Let the noise within rise. That's where mastery begins. Second, before responding, pause. Ask, does this serve my peace? If not, let it go. You don't need to answer every accusation. You don't owe your energy to chaos. Third, strengthen your inner dialogue. Journal like Marcus Aurelius. Reflect like Epictetus. Guard your thoughts like Seneca. Silence begins within. It's not about the absence of sound, but the presence of wisdom. And finally, observe without attachment. Watch as she does, without trying to fix, prove, or control. Detach, and witness how much more you see. In a world addicted to noise, your silence is rebellion. In a world desperate for validation, your stillness is power. So the next time she doesn't respond, don't rush to fill the gap. Don't beg for noise. Listen to the silence. It may be telling you more than words ever could. If this stirred something within you, don't let the silence stop here. Like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more wisdom from the quiet edges of Stoic philosophy. Because sometimes, the truth doesn't shout. It just watches and waits.